sheriff and all around town.
He also does
You got the touch. You got the power. Yeah.
Hey, good evening, everybody, and welcome to Corner to Corner Wrestling Radio right here on Spreaker.com. We are live. The Triple Threat is in the house, and it is news time and everything that you can think for wrestling right here on Spreaker.com. We'll be here through on demand, of course, as BeyondRingside.com is back up and running, and ProWrestlingRadio.net once their server resets as well. Eddie is not with us this evening. He's got some stuff going on with the servers, just like I mentioned. So, it's myself, Stan Grubb, and my tag team partners, Rob Hefner.
Hello.
Hello, Rob. And Brian Taylor.
What's up?
What's up, buddy? How you doing?
Shut up.
No, you shut up.
What? We cannot shut up.
All right, Lana.
You cannot shut up. This is a radio show.
Radio, right here, live in living color or something. All right, so we got lots to talk about. Not really, but we got some guests today. We got Joe King joining us in about 25 minutes or so. We'll be talking to him about his UCW experience. And we'll talk about his career and what he's looking forward to for Defiance in October. So before we go for the UCW conversation, let's go ahead and just cover the news of the week that we've heard. Start off with the chatter that's been all throughout Twitter. That would be the cease and desist letter sent to the Young Bucks after Monday night's Bullet Club invasion. This took place Monday during Raw, where they were at the same arena in Ontario, California, where apparently they were served a cease and desist letter for the Too Sweet hand gesture. Now, the hand gesture itself is, it's known the world over. If you ask the NWO, they say that it started from the Turkish mafia as a sign of respect between the brotherhood there. The NWO, of course, used it as their kind of Too Sweet thing, and they're the ones that really started it in pro wrestling. But you could also kind of trace the lineage down to when they created the Clique in WWF, where it was Shawn Michaels, Scott Hall, Kevin Nash, Sean Waltman, and Just Incredible, Peter Polacco. But anyhow, that was...
Wait, who?
Peter Polacco, Just Incredible.
Bless
ECW
you.
World Champ.
Okay. I didn't know he was
Yep.
part of the clique.
Technically, it was him, and then, of course, you may not have realized, but Louis Spicoli, Rad Radford, back in WWF days. Did you know that?
Okay, whatever.
Okay, so anyway.
Fake news.
Fake news, wow.
CNN, fake news.
Yeah, we only got like a minute in. It was fake news thrown up immediately.
Fake news.
So anyhow, WWE has sent the cease and desist to the Young Bucks and the Bullet Club to no longer use the Too Sweet hand gesture. Now here's the thing. Now I know that in 2015, WWE did attempt to trademark the hand gesture of Too Sweet, but the trademark was thrown out because it was, it's a hand gesture. It's not really something that you can trademark. It'd be kind of like if somebody tried to trademark, the finger.
Well,
See the finger, guys?
I'm pretty sure, though, if you think about it, if you extend them fingers out a little bit more,
Hook 'em horns or whatever.
Hook 'em horns
Yeah.
was probably around a whole lot longer than Too Sweet.
Or let's talk about it. If you just tuck
Yeah, rock and roll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hang 10, man.
Or the hang 10 or the, call me or, all of it. Well,
Maybe.
but they're going with the Four Horsemen gesture.
Right, and that's
you
getting
trademark that.
used by the Kingdom, by
Fortune
the
back in the
Horsewomen.
Yep.
Somebody else is using it too.
Every kid in class counting to 4.
Yeah.
You see a lawyer coming there. You can't do that. Sorry.
Sue a whole class of 3rd graders.
So here's the thing. I mean, the Young Bucks being told they can't do it. Of course, they're going to capitalize. They're going to make money.
Right, because they've already put out a shirt.
That's the best. So the
Well, not
t-shirt-
just one, but two.
right. And there's one that says cease and desist on the shirt.
Right, and it's covering the
Too
Too
Sweet,
Sweet
yeah.
logo, right? And it's got Matt and it's got the Jacksons on it. The other one, which I think is priceless, has the Elite plus Adam Cole in the
really?
bunny suits. And Adam Cole originally is holding up the Too Sweet, but they have since worked the picture so that he's holding up one finger.
I mean, is there anything these guys can't capitalize on? Seriously, they can make money off anything. But is taking away the too sweet gesture, at least in the short term, is that really damaging to what they do? I mean, it doesn't really hurt. It seems like a silly question to even ask, but does it hurt the Bullet Club at all?
You want to take a stab at this? Because I know the answer already. I can tell you.
All it's going to do is make them bigger than they already are.
Right.
Because now, look at it. The Bullet Club has gotten the attention of the Machine. The Machine is mad at what the Bullet Club and the Young Bucks are doing.
Mm-hmm.
And so it won't be long with this going on that either the Young Bucks are in the employ of WWE, therefore they still control everything, or we find out that Vince McMahon's been behind the Bullet Club ever since.
Well, all right. So y'all know me. I love the Bullet Club. I love the Young Bucks.
He's on a first-name basis with their mom.
I'm
Whoa, that's awkward.
tweets with the moms right on the line. So anyway.
Hey, whatever you
so-
tweet,
hey,
keep
hey,
it between you
Stop.
and the tweet.
Don't ruin that relationship. Everybody around the internet now is throwing them up, talking about censor this.
Mm-hmm.
So by the WWE issuing that letter, by them taking advantage of that letter, they are now going to grow exponentially, because now the people that have no care for the WWE now have another reason to just rip them.
Right.
And again, they have 2 T-shirts out. They just got the letter 4 or 5 days ago. 2 T-shirts. If you go look at some of the people on Twitter and Facebook, they're doing it. On Facebook Live, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Censor this. And they're holding them up. Everybody's rallying behind the Jacksons. Why would you give them that opportunity? You're not going to shut them up. You can't shut them up. You just probably made them. Now they're going to sell out 2 merch tables. So
Their mom's going to work harder.
Yeah, I mean, it's a situation where they're going to find a way to make money off of it, and they've been doing this since they first started. The one thing that I have seen a lot of, especially in Twitter and Facebook, is some of the fans kind of attacking the Young Bucks, stating that they're kind of copycats. They're either ripping off the NWO or ripping off DX, ripping off.
Well, the whole invasion angle was.
Well, yeah. I mean,
the whole
but it was
thing they
supposed to
did
be
was a
parody.
blatant ripoff. And just like when DX invaded Richmond, what happened? WCW blew their lid, and WWE got even more popular than it was before with the DX angle.
Right.
And look what they did. They invaded the WWE show, and WWE took notice and it's like, no, stop. Go away. And look what happened.
and we're not
Now-
even a week past it.
Now they're even
Yeah.
now they're even more popular than it was. So it's just WWE has fallen victim to their own game. Mm-hmm. And how many times have you seen? I mean, come on, Vince McMahon's booking photo T-shirt.
Right.
I mean, hell, before it even left the air, they're like available at WWEshop.com. The Vince McMahon booking T-shirt. The Bucks have just done the same thing that WWE would do. You don't think if this was WCW versus WWE wouldn't have done, you know what? That's fine. we'll do a T-shirt. You know, so
And as far as ripping them off, all right. So let's go. Let's put it in chronological order.
Mm-hmm.
So if you say that the Bullet Club is ripping off the NWO, well, the NWO didn't invent nothing.
Right.
They ripped off.
they had Hogan.
the
Of course, they
Heenan
didn't invent
family.
anything.
They ripped off the Horsemen.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they didn't invent anything because you had the Freebirds before them, and then you had other factions before the Freebirds.
The Funks.
Yeah, that's what they do sometimes.
Well, it goes
If a
in
gimmick
cycles,
works and I can use it to my advantage, why wouldn't I use it to my advantage?
yeah. Right. So I think it's obvious that we can identify that the Bucks are not doing anything really different that's made any other
Well,
gimmick or character that's over.
I think they are because I think they're clearly better marketers
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah, I agree there.
anybody's ever seen.
I think there's that, but there's also just the understanding that they're not taking themselves too seriously.
Right.
Like, they're not so upset about it where they're, cursing people out on Twitter or anything like that.
That's how they made their money.
Right.
The Bucks have made themselves relevant by picking at people. I mean, how many times have they said, "Come on, Rock and Roll Express, let's get in the ring together"?
Right.
Or Demolition. Was it Demolition they wanted to fight, or who was it just recently? They were like, "Come on, let's get in the ring together." Some old tag team that definitely couldn't do it.
I can't
But they're
remember
doing
the tag
this.
team,
They're
but
picking
yeah.
at these people. They're doing it to stay relevant. Mm-hmm. And that's how they got their name. The Expedition of Gold. Remember?
Right. Oh,
So
yeah.
then you had the Expedition of Gold. So what the Bucks do?
They
We're going
jumped
to do
right
one
in it.
too.
Yeah.
So
Which, the videos for Being the Elite, where they did, F the Revival, which that got a cease and desist.
Yeah, but again, that got over so big.
And it's now its own thing
It's
now.
its
Yeah.
own thing, yeah.
So the Too Sweet gesture, fans are going to go all over the world into it. They're gonna do it at WWE shows. They're gonna do it at Global Force, New Japan, Ring of Honor, everywhere.
I mean, get back to the Revival. That is so big and so over
Right.
with what the Young Bucks and the Hardys and some of these other teams have done to them, that if you pay attention to a WWE website, when they do it, they spell it out, and they normally skip a line, so you forever the
Revival.
Right. So
Right.
they are trying to drill it into your head. That's what this means instead of F the Revival. Mm-hmm. They're getting beat at their own game, clearly, by, a 12-man faction,
Well, the Elite and the Bullet Club have been doing, parodies of what WWE's been doing for a long time. I mean, look at what they did with the quote-unquote WWE stooge. So when Adam Cole mysteriously shows up on NXT, they've got a Being the Elite where they're all freaking out, like, how the hell is he there? He's supposed to be dead. They've got where Adam Page was kidnapped, and then mysteriously he shows up at a Ring of Honor event in duct tape, which I still think that's some of the best Being the Elite videos. And then if there's the bigger part, which is Cody Rhodes not being able to use the last name of Rhodes. Like, WWE has that trademarked, which is crazy to me. CM Punk, when he signed, and Samoa Joe, two really good examples. When they went to WWE, they didn't change their name. They didn't change their gimmick. They just were who they were, Samoa Joe and CM Punk. But when they signed off on their contracts, there's no intellectual property for them.
the difference is they had skin in the game when they came in.
Right.
Very true.
Cody Rhodes didn't have any skin in the game when he signed his WWE contract.
Right.
His dad was in the company. His brother
Right.
was in the company. He signed in the company just to make his name. I mean, look at all the gimmicks he had. The face shield, the mustache, and then as it comes around, now he doesn't work there anymore. And
Right.
we forgot to tell you this little caveat in your contract is we own your name.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and I'm shocked that they didn't try and stop him from using Cody.
Well, that's crazy to me, but I guess it's plausible. I mean, what I'll never understand is why anyone would think you can own a name. Like T-shirt ideas, gimmick character ideas, I get that, like Diesel, Razor Ramon, things like that. But, Scott Hall is his legit real name. WCW, he was huge over in NWO as Scott Hall. So when he goes into the Hall of Fame, it's as Razor Ramon. Kevin Nash, though, goes in as Kevin Nash. Like, how does that happen? Like, why is there such a deviation with WWE with names? Like Antonio Cesaro, when he first, broke in, now he's just Cesaro. Adrian Neville is now just Neville. And then Elias Sampson is now just Elias.
Well, yeah, but I think that one is more gimmick than the other ones.
Well, I mean, look at Mike, The Miz.
Very true. Yeah.
I mean, they used his whole name, and
Right,
now
Mike
he's
Mizanin.
just The Miz.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's just how the thing goes. I mean, look at The Undertaker.
Right.
I mean, how many phrases and versions of the name were there in The Undertaker, and the God knows how many years he was there? Mm-hmm. The Phenom, The Undertaker, The Dead Man.
Dead Man Inc.
The American Badass.
Right.
Taker.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
Yeah.
it goes in cycles, and as you say, they can't own a name. I mean, look at Hulk Hogan. If you want to get technical, doesn't Marvel
Well, yeah, but
doesn't Marvel and something else own that?
I want to say that Marvel and
The WWF.
the
they struck a deal.
WWF
Yeah.
had it out years ago, and Marvel's thing was, well, you can't use Hulk.
No, you couldn't call him the Incredible Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, but that's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. They were trying to catch him because of the Hulk part of it.
Right.
But he's not Hulk. He's Hulk Hogan.
Well, I mean, but
And-
still, he has he has built a career and a to me, he's built his legacy on that name. So if WWE wanted to be technical, could they not send a cease and desist letter to Hogan Beach Shop?
Oh, very easily if they wanted to. Being that he's not under contract.
Well, yeah, but
And he's selling WWE merch.
Yep. A lot of it, too.
I think with Hogan, though, Hogan could make a valid point in a court of law that, again, just like with the whole video scandal, there is a Terry Bollea and there's a Hulk Hogan. And while they're not necessarily two different people, they are two different sides of the same coin. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And I've done it for so long, going back to the 80s, late 70s, early 80s, something
late
like
70s,
that.
early 80s.
And I've produced so much merchandise, and it's on so much stuff, and it's because they can't technically own his face.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So he could probably make a valid point in a court of law that, well, no, they're not in. He could do the reverse to the whole video thing. Well, no, they're not interchangeable because my face is Hulk Hogan. Mm-hmm. Hulk Hogan is my face. And he would probably beat the WWE, and that's why they haven't gone after him.
Well, and I think, like anything, he's going to come back to the fold eventually.
Sure.
But, I mean, to the Cody Rhodes. If Cody Rhodes, and I'll say this, when Cody Rhodes goes back to the WWE, Cody will own Cody Rhodes. He will come out of that owning
Oh, yeah.
and being able to say Cody Rhodes.
Right.
It's just a power thing that WWE is doing because, look, they see exactly what they lost.
But
Now that he's gotten out there and he's starting all that,
I,
it's just a power.
he may not go back, though.
He will eventually.
I don't know because, again, you're thinking, to me, that thought process says that there is only the WWE. I bet you if you ask him, much like the Young Bucks, he is probably making more money now with control over what he's doing outside of the machine.
I can see Rob's point to a pretty big extent because once you get to WWE, it's a totally different animal. I mean, it's New Japan is New Japan, Ring of Honor is Ring of Honor, and their stages are what they are. But WWE is so much more than just, not that it's always good, but it's so much more than just a wrestling company. and the extent and the reach for that company is huge. So, yes, I agree. Schedule-wise, he's probably making more money right now than he ever has, just working a lesser load.
All right, so let me ask you something. All right, so you know what you're Cody Rhodes, right?
Cool.
You know what the WWE did to you the first go round.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Okay? You know you're much better than that. The fans know you're much better than that. The talent in the back know you much better than that. Everybody but the bookers and the head guy know you're much better than that, right? So none of that changes. You go to the independents, and look what happens. You become world champ.
Right.
And not only that, but you're talked about as the world champ. You know what I'm saying? You're put on a certain level with some of those greats that have held that title.
Right.
You defend it unlike the other world champs. You are looked at in the eyes of the fans as being a better world champ than theirs. See, the more you gain on the independents, the less that shine for the WWE is.
Yeah, but it's not about shine. I think it's about finishing his legacy off the way he wants. And I think he would do it if the contract was right.
Well, I think if he comes back, as I said, and I'll say he will. I mean, I just think at some point in his career, be it like Sting, he's gone and done his thing, and now he's like, all right, I just want to be in the Hall of Fame, know? Or he and Dustin do like a last one-off to, like the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Tournament, he and Cody team up or something. But most of what he's done on the independents, he learned from being in the machine.
True.
Marketing-wise, by keeping himself out there. But I think him being out, learning it, the WWE's now seen what he is. They've seen the crowd appeal. And it'd just be like them bringing in AJ Styles, I think. They would bring him back, and he would be a totally different person.
Yeah, but
because think about AJ Styles. AJ Styles came in with a rep and a cred, and he's even succumbed to the WWE machine.
Right.
Yeah, but AJ Styles and Cody Rhodes are completely different. All right, because when AJ Styles was there, he was what? The second year of his big run. He had 1 year in WCW, and then he go to WWE or vice versa, whatever it was.
You're talking about when
AJ
first went.
Yeah,
he was WCW for about a year, and then
WWE for 6 months, some crap like that, and then left. He didn't make his name in WWE. He went and made his name at other places. If he again, just like Adam Cole. Adam Cole said, this is where I always wanted to be. I have to prove myself here. But that's them going to the machine. Let them leave and see if they want to go back.
I mean, if they leave, and I'm not saying the WWE's at all. Nowhere in this am I saying the WWE's made AJ Styles. The WWE's made anybody.
Right.
I'm just saying even AJ Styles coming in with what he has succumbed to some sense of the WWE machine.
Well, yeah, but again, though, that's because he has to come here because he thinks he has to prove himself. Cody Rhodes has been there, been dumped on. Why would he go back? Why would you give them a second bite at your apple when you're doing better on the independents? He will eventually headline a New Japan show.
Oh, yeah.
With Okada or with Omega, and it'll be the biggest event on the earth for that particular time.
And we got to get to Mr. King here in just a moment, but I think with what you're saying, you have a valid point, and it's not that Cody needs them. In this situation, if he comes back, it's because they need Cody.
Correct.
And it's only because they need Cody that act takes place.
And that's what I'm saying. He comes back on his own terms. He's not going to come back because, like a wounded dog with his tail between his legs. He's going to come back, one, because he wants to, and two, because they're going to need him.
That's the key.
Right.
And
I don't think we're that far from that scenario.
Because he'll, as I said, he'll come back if he wants to. Mm-hmm. And that's it. Because he'll come in being able to dictate terms that he wasn't able to dictate before.
And just like you said, I could see him doing a one-off with Dustin, or maybe he does a 6-month run and he's done. and he goes and does what he wants.
Goes,
But-
gets the belt, loses it, or hell, the way they're doing it now, he could get the world title and keep it for
3 years without defending. All right, let's go ahead and bring in. We're going to call up our good friend over at UCW Ultimate Championship Wrestling, whose next show is October 28th, and that's going to be at the Michael and Sons Sportsplex in Sterling, Virginia, for UCW Defiance.
Defiance.
Rob definitely said, "You are bringing us in when we do the next show." It is Rob doing the voiceover. But we're going to bring in the king of the common man, Joe King. Let's go ahead and bring him on board here. Through the magic of the Skype line.
Hello, Joe. Hey, Joe, what do you know?
Hope it's the right account.
Well,
I heard somebody.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are joined by the one and only Joe King. Joe, can you hear us? All right. Trying to get our audio corrected here. Give us just a moment while we get this fixed up.
Because I don't hear nothing. I heard something for a minute, then he's like, oh, God, these guys click.
Bear with us, buddy. We're just fixing this up for you. All right. Let's see here.
But yes, you can get those tickets on
Eventbrite.com.
exactly. Go to @UCW 2000. No, it's UCW Forever.
Right, UCWforever.com. And Joe, I appreciate your patience here, buddy. We're just fixing up the audio for us right now, so it'll be just a moment.
Joe King. And the kingdom. And now the worst things happening on radio. Dead air.
silence.
But yes.
So just to kind of continue while we work on the audio update here, I think with what we were looking at right now with UCW, they're coming into their second TV taping. The first one was done rather well. I was impressed with just the overall layout. It was a great time. It was exciting to get in with the crowd and hang out and just kind of listen to what they had going on and really enjoy just the matches overall. I liked the feel of it. It's very old school, but it had a very comfortable feel, and I definitely thought that was a good thing. Folks, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to go ahead and just reset our audio here. Stick with us right here on Corner to Corner, and we will be right back. And we're going to bring in Mr. King here in just a moment.